Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, May 15th, and it wasn't all flowers and love on Mother's Day this weekend. We're talking about it. Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today? Happy belated Mother's Day to all your moms out there. We had another great weekend of baseball. We always love Mother's Day baseball. A lot of players do so many great things to honor their mothers. It's so hard to keep track of all the wonderful stories. I'll try to include just a few of them here later on in this episode. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. Follow if you're listening on the podcast apps. Links in the description for the socials, Twitter and Instagram, mid_of the order. We're going to jump right on in here to our series recap, and a lot happened, so we are going to get started now. Starting us off here, we've got the Rays in New York taking on the Yankees, another series between these two teams, and it's all the Rays in Game 1. It's a 4-game set here. An amazing start from Drew Rasmussen. That leads to 8 straight unanswered runs from the Rays, including a home run from Josh Lowe, as they take it 8-2 for the Rays' 30th win of the season. In Game 2, it's another Friday versus the Yankees and another first-inning bomb for Randy Arozarena. And if we weren't in New York, Randy Land would have gotten some free beers that day. After that, 3 more solo shots. Rizzo, Volpe for the Yankees, and Jose Siri for the Rays. We're all tied up at 2. The Yankees scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to take the lead, but Josh Lowe, a 3-run home run in the top of the 8th, gives the Rays the lead, but Anthony Rizzo, he has other plans. He crushes a 2-run shot in the bottom half for his second of the game. That gives the Yankees the lead and the win as they take the second game 6-5. Game 3, it's a Yandy Diaz grand slam in the 5th inning. That makes it 5-0, but the Yankees aren't quitting. Home runs from Kyle Higashioka and Aaron Judge make it 6-4 as the Yankees continue to crawl back, and then it's Aaron Judge again giving the Yankees the lead that they would hold on to. The Yankees get a comeback from behind victory with another of the top players hitting 2 home runs as they take it 9-8. Game 4, Rays up 3 before the Yankees get 2 home runs, two-run home runs in the first. Oswaldo Cabrera and Anthony Rizzo, that gives them the lead, but it's another grand slam home run for Tampa, this one from Taylor Walls. Volpe will hit a home run late, but it is not enough. The Rays take it. They'll split the 4 games with the Yankees, 2 games apiece. They win it 8-7. The Braves are in Canada, taking on the Blue Jays, and it's Chris Bassett and Spencer Strider in a pitching duel that opening up this series. Dalton Varsho, he goes deep for the Jays. Bassett, he goes the full 9 with complete game shutout as the Jays take it 3-0. Game 2, Marcell Ozuna starts the scoring in this one with a 2-run home run, but the Jays go on to score 5 straight with Witt, Bo, Vlad, and Jansen all getting RBIs. The Jays take it 5-2. And in Game 3, Acuna with the leadoff home run starts things on Mother's Day, and that would not be the only Braves home run, as Ozzy Albies, he goes deep to retake the lead for the Braves as the Jays scored 3 runs to take the lead earlier. Karen Pillar back at the Rogers Center starting in left field. He would also go deep for his 4th of the year to give the Braves a 2-run lead, which would get reduced to 1 after George Springer dinger. That takes us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Jays down 1, and it's Danny Jansen who wins it for the Jays and for the Mothers as he gets the 2-run single. The Jays sweep Atlanta. They take the last game 6-5. Cardinals in Boston taking on the Red Sox, and it's James Paxton, the Canadian. He's back in the big leagues after missing the last 2 years due to Tommy John, and his first start was pretty good. He goes 5 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 1 and struck out 9 in his first game back. Arenado, he goes deep for the Cardinals to start the game. Later on, Emmanuel Valdez and Connor Wong go back-to-back for the Sox to take the lead. The Cardinals would retake take it back after a Wilson Contreras home run and a few more hits. Devers ties it on a double, which takes us to the 9th inning, and it's Nolan Gorman. He drives a 2-run shot for the lead as the Cardinals win the opener 8-6. Game 2, the Red Sox score 3 straight early on, but the Cardinals show some fight late. As before that, Chris Sale was absolutely dominant. He gave up a home run to Arenado. That got things scoring for the Cardinals. They rally for 3 more in the 9th. They steal one from Boston, and the Cardinals win it 4-3. Game 3, Cardinals will hit plenty of home runs in this one. On Sunday Night Baseball, as DeYoung, Kitzner, and Arenado again, who homered in all 3 games this series. The Cardinals cruise for the win. They sweep the Red Sox, take it 9-1. Pirates are in Baltimore taking on the Oilers. The Pirates would have an early lead thanks to a Connor Joe home run, but Baltimore would take control thanks to Cedric Mullins, who was 4 for 5 with a single, double, triple, and yes, a home run to complete the cycle. That's the second cycle of the year, and Baltimore wins the first game 6-3. Game 2, Tyler Wells, he continues to get better and better with each start as he has an amazing one, backed by 2 solo shots from the Young O's, Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson, as they win another 2-0 Baltimore. Game 3, Mitch Keller follows his complete game shutout with another gem on Mother's Day as he helps lead the Pirates to a win to avoid the sweep, and they'll take that one 4-0. Mariners and Tigers. The Mariners score 5 in the second, and later it's Julio, a 2-run shot that sealed the deal as the Mariners take it 9-2. Game 2, it's Bryce Miller continuing his amazing MLB career with another nice start, and it's backed by home runs from Jared Kelenic and Teoscar Hernandez as the M's take another one 5-0 there. In Game 3, Tigers down 1, but they would rally for 3 runs late as they avoid the sweep. They beat the Mariners 5-3 on Mother's Day there. Angels and Guardians. The game is tied in the 8th when Josh Naylor, he cranks a home run for the lead, but the Angels weren't done. They scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th to steal it back from the Guardians and win it 5-4. In Game 2, Mickey Moniak and Zack Neto go deep for the Angels, but the Guardians score 6 in the 8th to come back with home runs from Josh Naylor and Andres Jimenez. The Guardians steal one right back from the Angels and win that one 8-6. Game 3, the rubber match for Mother's Day, and Tanner Beebe, he shows for 7+ innings of work, and it's Josh Naylor again crushing a late inning home run. That gets the Guardians the win and the series as they take it 4-3. Astros taking on the White Sox in Chicago. Luis Robert Jr. goes yard to start the game, but the Astros don't allow them to score any more after that, and they put up 5, including a bomb from Yordan Alvarez. It's a 5-1 Astros win in Game 1 there. Game 2 is Luis Robert who goes yard again to start the game. This time the Sox could score more runs, and Luis Robert Jr. would also drive in another run later on. They'll take the second game 3-1 White Sox. And on Game 3, it's another Mother's Day rubber match and another home run for Luis Robert in this one as he goes deep in all 3 games. Jake Berger also goes deep, but the Astros already had the lead before those 2 home runs, and it wasn't enough. The Astros win the game and the series. They take it 4-3. Cubs and the Twins, and after the Twins scored 2 runs early, the Cubs locked in pitching while putting up 6 as they take the first game 6-2. In Game 2, Joe Ryan has a nice game while the Twins offense goes to work. Alex Kirilloff has 2 home runs. It's his first 2 home runs of the year. Gallo, Polanco, Correa also send balls out of target field. The Twins take it 11-1. In Game 3, the Twins continued the hitting on Mother's Day with 2 innings scoring 7 runs apiece. Lenarchik, Gallo, and Taylor with the home runs for the Twins. Most of the runs were scored without the long ball. They take the series. They win another one in blowout fashion, 16-3. Rangers and the A's, they'll play 4, and it starts with Nathan Eovaldi with another gem on the season. He shuts down the A's for almost his second complete game shutout, but he was pulled in the 9th, 1 out away from it. Meanwhile, the Rangers put up 4, including a solo shot from Marcus Semien. They take it 4-0. Esther Ruiz, he hits his first home run of the year in Game 2, as well as Kevin Smith and Carlos Perez going deep for the A's. Robbie Grossman, he goes deep for the Rangers, and after 9 innings, we're all tied up, heading to extras, where the Rangers score 2 in the top of the 10th. So in the bottom of the 10th, the A's, they need a hero, and look no further than their best player of the year so far, Brent Rooker, who gets his 11th home run of the year, a 3-run shot. That walks it off for the A's. As they beat the Rangers, they'll take the game 9-7 there. Game 3, Nathaniel Lau and Ezekiel Duran, they go deep to back an amazing start from John Gray as the Rangers take that game 5-0. And in Game 4, Shea Langelaris, he launches a homer for Oakland. Robbie Grossman with his second of the series for Texas. And then they just unload on the A's. The Rangers, they would score 8 runs in the 8th inning, capped off by a grand slam from Adolis Garcia. The Rangers, they'll take 3 of 4 and win on Mother's Day 11-3. The Mets and the Nationals, and we go to Game 1 on Friday. The Nationals score 2 runs and have the lead before one big hit from Lindor scores 3 runs as he clears the bases. That leads the Mets to a win. They'll take it 3-2. Saturday's game is called due to rain, which means a doubleheader on Mother's Day. And the first game is back and forth. The Nats score 1, the Mets get it back. The Nats score another, the Mets get it right back. But the third time's the charm. It's CJ Abrams. He goes yard for the Nationals. That will give them the lead. And this time the Mets are unable to get the lead back. The Nats take it and win it 3-2. Second game on Mother's Day, and the Mets don't score in the first 4 innings, and they wouldn't score in the last 4 innings, but they did score in the 5th, and they made it count. They scored 8 runs in the 5th inning, all of those runs without a home run being hit. The Mets beat the Nationals, still take the game and the series, and they win it 8-2. Reds and Marlins. Yuri Perez making his debut, the youngest Marlin ever, just a few months after turning 20, the first player in the majors born in 2003, and he goes 4 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. As Jake Fraley, he hits the home run in the top of the 9th that breaks the tie and leads the Reds to victory as they take it 7-4. In Game 2, Jake Fraley, Jazz Chisholm, and Brian De La Cruz, who all homered yesterday in that first game, all homer again today. The Reds, they get the last laugh though. They'll win it 6-5. Marlins avoid the sweep in Game 3, however. They score 2 runs in the 7th to give them the lead as they win on Mother's Day 3-1 Miami. Royals and Brewers, and it's Owen Miller who hits his first home run of the year for the Brewers, who were backed by a nice start from Corbin Burns. They win the opener 5-1. Game 2, Christian Yelich hits 2 home runs in this one, which tie up the game both times, and the Brewers, they'll walk it off on a sac fly from Joey Weimer as they win another 4-3. Game 3, we're on Mother's Day, and Salvi Perez and Christian Yelich, they homer in the first early in this one, 1-1 apiece there. The Brewers would go on to score 7 runs in the third, capped off by a 3-run shot from Bryce Terang. The Royals do make it interesting late with home runs from Hunter Dozier and Bobby Witt, but it wouldn't be enough as the Brewers, they get the win. They sweep the Royals 9-6. Phillies and Rockies. Game 1 here. Homers for Alec Boehm and Kyle Schwarber has the Phillies up before the Rockies tie it back up. But then it's Bryce Harper. He gets a 2-run double, which brings the Phillies back up and gives them the win. Phillies take it 6-3. Game 2, the Phillies jump out to an early 4-0 lead in the first and ride that out to the end of the game when it's Bryce Harper who goes deep for his second of the year. The Phillies take it 7-4. In Game 3, it's Mother's Day. Brenton Doyle goes deep for the Rockies, but later on, tempers flare, which results in the benches being cleared on Mother's Day. After the 7th, Jake Bird was walking off the field, and Bryce Harper didn't like it, the way he mocked them and went out there, and we'll talk about it a little bit more afterwards. After all that was concluded, the Rockies do hold on. They beat the Phillies, they avoid the sweep and win it 4-0. Giants and D-backs, they'll play 3, and how about they'll play 4. The rookie, Casey Schmidt, going 4 for 4 with a home run, a double, 3 RBIs. He leads the Giants past Diamondbacks. They'll win it 6-2. Game 2, it's Jock Peterson and Michael Conforto who go deep for the Giants to get the night started, but Evan Longoria and Dominic Fletcher go deep for the D-backs. For Fletcher, it was his first Major League home run. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with an RBI double punches the D-backs ticket for the win. The D-backs win it 7-5. Dominic Fletcher continues to make a name for himself as he gets a bases-clearing triple to score 3, and then later on hits his second home run of his career. Zack Gallen has himself another good game on the bump. D-backs take it 7-2. And on Game 4, Mother's Day Baseball, Michael Conforto, another home run. The D-backs tie it with a Josh Rojas double, and we are tied in the bottom of the 9th, and it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. with the walk-off double as the D-backs win 3 straight after losing the opener. They take it 2-1. Padres and Dodgers rounding off the series here. Jumping to the bottom of the 7th, the game now tied at 2 after the Padres scored 2 runs in the top half. LA Stars, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, who go back-to-back off of Tim Hill. That gives the Dodgers the lead, which would result in the win as they take it 4-2. In Game 2, Juan Soto and Ha-Seong Kim hit solo shots for the Padres, but JD Martinez for the lead with a 3-run shot. The Dodgers, they hold the Padres after those home runs and take another one 4-2. And in Game 3, with Mom in attendance, Mookie Betts, a 2-run shot for her as Tony Gonsolin and the rest of the Dodgers pen blanks the Padres. The Dodgers, they sweep them 4-0. Wow. Let's kick things off by talking about the fight in Coors. It kind of happened pretty suddenly, I would say. After getting the Phillies out in the top of the 7th, Jake Bird, walking off the field, kind of did a little fist clap against his glove there, which kind of upset Bryce, and he came storming out. A little power walk out of the dugout there to approach them. That made the benches clearer. And Bryce was ejected after that, and it's just a weird thing all in all, not really how most brawls go, I would say. There was no kind of hit by pitches or just chirping hard. Obviously, I didn't watch the game. But yeah, that's kind of the story there. It's just a little Mother's Day fight. You want to play well. Bryce Harper, even though he did really well the first 2 games, I don't think he was that great on that game. So we're just trying to fire the boys up. And a little fight in Coors, little action there. So good stuff all around. But nothing too crazy there. Zack Greinke, he became the 5th pitcher ever to strike out 10,000 batters. Good God, imagine striking out 10,000 batters. Zack Greinke became the 5th player ever to strike out 1,000 different batters over his career. That's 1,000 different batters being punched out by Greinke. He's had a phenomenal career, and he is coming down to the end, the heydays of his career, but he's still a fun pitcher to watch. So definitely check him out before he retires in the next year or so, probably, my guess. And then Josh Naylor, he became the first player ever in the expansion era to get a go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later in 3 straight games. All games against the Angels he had this weekend. He had hit home runs in the 8th inning to give the Guardians the lead. Obviously, one of those was erased with the Angels comeback. But fun stuff all around there. And then just want to touch upon the Dodgers and Padres rivalry because Joe Musgrove, he came out with a quote after the third game, after the Padres were swept by the Dodgers. He said, "I'm tired of hearing it. We as a group in here gotta stop talking about these guys like they're this unbeatable force. We beat these guys in the playoffs. We beat them in big situations. We're just not playing very well right now." And he is right about that. The Padres in their last 10 games, they're 3-7, and they've lost 5 straight games. And I agree with Musgrove. I think the Padres-Dodgers rivalry is a good one. I think it's a very fair and close one. Sometimes the Dodgers get the edge, sometimes the Padres get the edge. Obviously the last few years, the Dodgers have been that juggernaut of a baseball team, which is why people still view them as the big bad Dodgers, the team to beat. But the Padres, they did it. They beat them last year in the playoffs. Musgrove completely right about that. They made it all the way to the championship series before losing to the Phillies. I think the Padres are just as good as the Dodgers. It really depends on who's playing hot baseball right now, and just the Padres haven't been playing well. You play the Padres and Dodgers, they play 100 games. I think it's easily, you could split it down the middle 50-50, maybe get the Padres the edge. But yeah, it's just, so far this season, they've played 6 games. The Dodgers have won 5 of them, right? So obviously people are going to say stuff, how people are, how fans are, especially online. But, I think it's just the Padres need to get out there. Obviously, they're third in the NL West, still behind the Diamondbacks. And they gotta start playing the game that they know, right? They have Tatis back now. They've got that big four with him, Machado, Soto, and Bogarts. Pitching, Snell's there, Nick Martinez. You got guys there, right? So yeah, I think the Padres just gotta work through whatever they're working through and get back out there. So hopefully they can do that real soon. So now for our usual game of the weekend. There was a lot of great games to choose from, a lot of great walk-offs, great Mother's Day moments, just anything in general. I couldn't pick just one, but I definitely want to talk about the Rays and the Yankees series. So I'm just going to call it the series of the weekend and talk about all 3 of them quickly because it was just a lot of fun. Obviously, the first game on Thursday, the Rays kind of just hammered them out there. Drew Rasmussen, he shoved completely. That got the Rays their 30th win of the season. But the other 3 games were all one-run games, and they were all like really close, nail-biting games for New York fans, for New York in general. Like, they wanted to win this series badly, especially after the first series. So they really wanted it. That first game, obviously, Randy Arozarena, Jose Siri, Rizzo, Volpe with those home runs. Rizzo, he had 2 home runs in the game with the clutch one after the Josh Lau 3-run home run that gave the Rays the lead. In the bottom, on the top of the 8th, which kind of just killed all the momentum and all the mood for Yankees fans from being tied to now being down. It was definitely a little disheartening for those fans. But then Rizzo, he saves the day, crushes his second of the shot. That got the Yankees the win. We go to game 3. It's Aaron Judge this time who hits 1 home run to get things closer, and then hits the other one that gives the Yankees the lead. That wins another one, a comeback from behind victory. And then in game 3, the Rays hit a grand slam, game 4. The Rays hit a grand slam on the Saturday in game 3, and then they had another one. So back-to-back days with grand slams. The Rays were trying just as hard. Jason Adams, the Rays relief pitcher, he thought he had given up another home run to Judge late in that game, but it was out at the wall, which got us a nice little meme there. A lot of home runs again in this one. Oswaldo Cabrera, Anthony Rizzo, 2-run shots made it 4 runs for the Yankees. Just all in all, the Rays and Yankees series this weekend was really great, which is why I just wanted to touch upon it as a whole. That's our series of the weekend for sure. What a great matchup they are to watch. Now we're going to go over our outstanding performances. We got another great list of pitchers who all made fantastic starts throughout the weekend. Starting off, we talked about him, Drew Rasmussen against the Yankees for the Rays. 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 Ks there. Nathan Eovaldi with the Rangers, 8 2/3 inning pitched, one more away from that complete game shutout. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 12 Ks there, so he's looked great. Another Rangers pitcher, John Gray, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 Ks there. We mentioned the complete game shutout from Chris Bassett, 9 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks. And that was against the first place Braves in the NL East. Chris Sale with the Red Sox. This is the kind of stuff that we're hoping to see from Chris Sale throughout the year. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 9 Ks. Love to see it from Chris Sale. Joe Ryan, he's been having really nice starts for the Twins. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 10 Ks there. Mitch Keller back on the list, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 13 Ks against Baltimore. Good stuff there from him. Tanner Beebe with the Guardians, 7 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 7 Ks there. Bryce Miller, the young guy with the Mariners, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 Ks. He's had 3 MLB starts and has been on my outstanding performances all 3 times. It's been insane. He's only allowed 1 run in those 3 MLB starts too, so he's off to an amazing start. We talked about Tyler Wells getting better and better. 7 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 8 Ks there. No runs there. And lastly here, Kyle Freeland on that Sunday night, fight night in Colorado. He went 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. Those are your outstanding performances. And we'll move on now to injury updates. And we're going to start off. It's hard for me to track every single injury. There's a lot, especially in the game of baseball. But I think I did my best here. I've got a list of some key players or vital players that I was able to see and find. First off, Anthony Rendon with the Angels. He's on the 10-day IL with a left groin strain. The Reds, TJ Friedel, he's on 10 days with oblique strain. The Marlins lose their closer, AJ Puck, 15-day IL with nerve damage in his left elbow. The Reds, again, Nick Lodolo, 15-day, he's got a calf strain. That keeps him out there. The Miami Marlins, again, Jesus Sanchez, 10-day IL with a right hamstring strain there. The Twins lose a big one. Tyler Mahle, one of their starters, he's out for the season with Tommy John. And that's a blow to the Twins rotation. They definitely needed him. So unfortunate stuff there. The Astros, 10-day IL from Michael Brantley with a shoulder inflammation. And finally here, Nico Horner with the Cubs. He's on the 10-day IL with a left hamstring strain as well. That is your injuries update. Now we're going over our standings check, and we're going to start as usual in the AL East. The Rays still in first, 31-11 there. They're 4 games up over Baltimore, who's at 26-14. They're 6 games up over the Jays, who are 24-16. 8 games over the Yankees, 23-19, and then 8.5 over Boston, who is 22-19, and now in last place. All 5 of those teams have a run differential. They're all playing really great baseball, so obviously, the best division in baseball. Meanwhile, the AL Central, the Twins are 23-18. They sit in first place, and the other 4 teams haven't even won 20 games. Meanwhile, the AL East has all their teams with 20 or more. The Guardians sit at 19-21, below 500. The Tigers, 18-21, below 500. White Sox, 14-28, below 500. And the Royals, 12-30. All 4 of those teams with negative run differentials. That's baseball for you, the AL Central. The AL West, on the other hand, all 4 teams are above 20 games. Texas still in first, 25-15. Astros, 21-19. Angels, 21-20, so only half a game behind the Stros there. The Mariners, they're back to 500. They're 20-20. And of course, the Athletics, way down there at the bottom at 9-33. The only team in baseball without double-digit wins. They're looking for win number 10 sometime this week. Their run differential now at negative 157. Unbelievable. The NL East, surprise, surprise. Most of those teams are at or below 500 there as well. The Braves, despite getting swept and losing 4 straight, are still in first at 25 and 15. The Phillies, they're at 500 now with 20 and 20. Miami and the Mets, they're tied. Both teams below 500, but they're tied half a game behind the Phillies. They're at 20 and 21, both of them. And the Nationals aren't so far off themselves. They're at 17 and 23. Miami still being that key outlier there with a negative 56 run differential. Their expected win-loss record should be 14 and 27, and yet they're doing 6 games better than that. So good for Miami there. The NL Central, for the first time, we have a new Central champion, and it's the Brewers. They're 23 and 17. They're a game and a half over the Pirates, who have officially been knocked out of the first spot there. The Cubs in third, 19 and 21. The Reds 18 and 22, and the Cardinals, they're on a 3-game winning streak after sweeping the Red Sox. They're at 16 and 25, looking to continue to win some games and get back in that NL Central race there. And finally, in the NL West, the Dodgers are in first, 3 games up over the Diamondbacks and 7 games up over the Padres after sweeping them. The Dodgers have won 5 straight. They're at 26 and 15. Diamondbacks, they're on a 3-game winning streak, 23 and 18. Padres, we talked about their 5-game losing streak. They're 19 and 22. Giants, 17 and 23. And the Rockies, 17 and 24. That is your standings check. Now we're going to go over quickly our upcoming series. And it starts with a big one. The Jays are in Canada taking on... Excuse me, did I say the Jays are in Canada? The Jays are in Canada. The Yankees are in Canada taking on the Jays there. That's going to be a 4-game set. Really fun one for sure. The Angels are in Baltimore taking on the Orioles, Mariners, and Boston. Guardians and White Sox, little division there. Pirates and Tigers, Braves and Rangers, 2 first place teams in the divisions. Cubs and Astros, Diamondbacks and A's, so a good chance for the Diamondbacks to continue their winning streak and try to take their division back from the Dodgers. The Rays and the Mets, very important one for the Mets there. Nationals and Marlins, Brewers and Cardinals, so that's always a fun NL Central matchup the last few years. The Reds and the Rockies, the Twins and the Dodgers, another first place division teams taking off. The Twins first in the AL Central, Dodgers first in the NL West. The Royals and the Padres, so a good chance for the Padres to get some wins and take down their losing streak. And that ends up with the Phillies and the Giants. And that is going to do it for our episode here. Thank you so much for listening. If you're new here and you do enjoy it, feel free to subscribe. I'm not going to go over all of that again. But thank you guys so very much. And I will see you guys Friday for another series recap.